Hi, Kaylee. Welcome to the office. My name is Regan.
Hi, Regan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. So I will be the counselor who's facilitating this session with you today.
Okay.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing alright. How about yourself?
I'm well, thank you. So just okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Did you find the office okay?
Yeah, actually I did.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So before we start, I would just like to go over the client acknowledgement form that I have here, so we can go over what you can expect from me as a counselor, and we can also go over confidentiality agreements and just like an overall idea of that.
Okay.
So first off, I just would like you to know that our counseling services here are free and they're completely voluntary. So financial issues, like it's good to come to us because we're very accepting and we're like a non-profit organization thing. So it's totally up to you. Like if you don't want to come back after today's session, that's completely okay. There's no need to feel as if like it's not. But we can talk about that after our session and see how you feel. So here we provide individuals with one-to-one support throughout our sessions. And as we work together, I will always do my best to assist you in working towards any goals that you may have in mind or anything that you'd like to work on or change. That'd be my job to sit with you and discuss ways we can do that. However, there are some factors that we cannot control, and they can impact the effectiveness that this session withholds. So just keep in mind that most individuals do benefit from our services, but it's just not guaranteed for everybody.
Okay.
I just also want you to know that everything that you do say will be kept in private and confidential, and I will always protect your personal information in all cases except for 5 situations.
Okay.
So we'll just go over those 5 exceptions of why I wouldn't be able to keep your confidentiality. So the first scenario where I'd have to breach your confidentiality is if you were to sign a release of information form just stating that you've given me consent to share your information with a particular person, agency, or organization. The second situation would be if I were legally subpoenaed to go to the courts. I'd be required to appear there with your documents and information. By law, I'd be required to hand those over.
Okay.
The third situation where I'd have to breach confidentiality is if I suspect that you're at risk of harming yourself or another individual. I'd be required by law to report that situation to a professional third party. Also, any situation where you are suspected of child abuse, neglect, or domestic abuse in the presence of a child, I'd be required to report to the local child protection services, and they take it from there, basically. Okay. And lastly, if you were to disclose information to me regarding being sexually abused by a regulated healthcare professional, such as a doctor or psychiatrist, then I'd also be required to report that to a professional third party.
Okay.
So, other than just those 5 circumstances, all your information, along with everything that you share with me, will remain safe and confidential at all times. Did you have any questions or anything you'd like me to answer?
No, that was clear.
Okay, so now I'm just going to get you to sign this form here. It's just going over everything we just talked about. It's just basically giving me consent that you're participating through our services, and it's just basically saying that you understand everything that I just talked about.
Okay.
Okay, so give me 1 second. Okay. So, Kaylee, how did you hear about our services?
Well, my mom has been trying to help me mentally and physically for the past few years. She wanted me to see a counselor at the start, but I was thinking like I can do it on my own. I don't need someone else's help to help me.
Yeah.
Like I thought I could do it, but I guess it was actually necessary. It was really needed, so that's what I did today.
Okay. Well, good for you for having the courage to come in. It's not easy for a lot of people to come to terms with something like that. A lot of people tend to seem to think they can fix everything on their own. They don't need anybody else. But oftentimes it's not the case. Oh no. One sec. My laptop shut off. Anyways, yeah. So like I was saying, it takes a lot for people to come to terms with that. To like actually go out and seek professional guidance. So what brings you in to see me today?
Well, I just feel like my life is just falling apart. It's like I feel like I'm coming to an end of it. I'm just feeling really hopeless.
I'm really sorry you feel like that. So from what I hear, you're overwhelmed, and now you're at a point where you just don't know what to do. You don't know what to even feel good about.
Yeah.
What's caused you to get this feeling, to get to this point?
Well, I lost my job not so long ago. And after I lost my job, my husband took my child away, who suffers from a rare brain disease, and left me because he felt as if my drinking was very excessively, like, it got really bad since I lost my job, and he didn't want our son to witness that, and he thought it was like bad for him to be around that, which I totally understand. It's just I couldn't help myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
before your drinking got excessive, were you drinking regularly before, or was it just for social outings?
well, like it would be for like parties and all that. Like we'd go to like family events,
okay.
but
So just socially.
Yeah.
And like the occasional drink. Okay. Do you mind me asking what your son has been diagnosed with?
He's been diagnosed with Chiari malformation. He got diagnosed when he was 2, and he's 8 years old now, and he's still diagnosed.
Wow. May I I'm sorry to hear that you and your family are going through that. That's a very very tough time for both of you guys, as well as your son. That would be hard for any parent to go through, in my opinion, just because as a parent, like, you don't think of those things happening to your child, especially at such a young age. You just want them to be able to live their life and be happy. So that'd be very tough.
Yeah, it has been really hard on us, but I really believe that he can get through it. I believe he'll be better one day.
Good. So it seems like I'm hearing some positive things come from you about your son's journey to recovery. Seems like you are still hopeful. There is some hope. There is some hope left.
He's a strong little guy.
It's good. He's got strong parents too. Yeah, it seems like you use that as like your last bit of hope to keep you going, which is good. It seems like it's like it keeps you going.
Yeah.
May I ask why you lost your job?
Okay. Well, because my son is my first priority with his sickness. He has a lot of surgeries, so I had to take time off work quite frequently to take him to the hospital to get like checkups done, like additional tests. I guess my work didn't understand that, like what I was actually truly going through. And after I lost my job, that's when like the drinking got worse. Like I was saying, it went from having like maybe like a drink a night with my husband or something. It went from that to like constant drinking now, from like noon to evening, like drink after drink.
Okay. So from what I'm hearing, Kaylee, is that you've invested all of your time and effort into your son while he's getting this treatment and going through the situation that he is going through, which is ultimately, I want to say forced you, it's caused you to have to take a lot of time off work, leaving you with no job in the end, because your boss didn't seem to understand what you were going through. And after that is when you noticed you started to drink excessively in the morning, like throughout the day, periodically, and it makes you feel more at ease and relaxed. Is that correct? Is it wine that you're drinking?
Yes.
Okay. So your husband took your son from you, and did he tell you if he was coming back or like where he took him?
Well, he told me they are staying at his parents, and that until I get help, he doesn't want me around like as much.
Okay.
Which I understand. Like, I'm pretty sure like a kid going through all that, they don't want to like know like their parent is doing like.
It seems like he still cares for you. He's planning on coming back. He just wants the best for you, and he needs you to be at your best in order to be there for your son and him. Is he allowing you any visitations at all with your son for the duration of the time he's spending away?
Yeah, actually, I see him every weekend. But I go to him, which is my husband's parents' house.
Okay.
It's supervised. We don't go anywhere unless my husband comes with. Which I understand for the circumstances that I am going through.
Is it they just don't want you drinking around him like alone? Or?
Yeah, they don't know if like I'm already drunk.
Like, they just don't want they're just
Why does your computer keep shutting off?
I don't know. It keeps timing out. Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know. Okay, so lost my train of thought there. It's okay. So it's just they're unsure. They don't know if you're drunk throughout the day.
They don't
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they don't know. They don't like trust me right now, which I understand.
Okay.
I'm not like gonna cause a fight over that, but
okay.
so I want to fix myself so I can see my son again, like I used to be able to.
No, for sure. I completely get that. So Kaylee, is there anything that you would like to ask of me to assist you with? Like, is there something you'd like me to help you focus on or change as a result of coming to see me today?
Well, I like to learn like positive coping methods, so I can ease off the drinking and manage stress more effectively.
Okay. To manage stress more effectively, really it helps if you have like hobbies or interests that you really enjoy, like something that used to like take your mind off a lot, like clears your head. Do you have any hobbies or anything like that?
Well, actually, yes, I do. There's this one park by my house. I usually enjoy going there and sit on the bench because I could just see I can just imagine like my kid running around smiling and like,
for sure,
having fun. Like it was like watching like him be a normal kid again. Like he felt, I could just feel how he felt. Like he felt like there was hope to the world.
Yeah. So it brought you seems to bring you a lot
seeing him
of
happy makes
joy.
me happy.
Yeah. So something that like that you could try. Since you it seems like you really miss like reminiscing all those happy days with your little boy. Maybe like even in the morning, in the evening, even like throughout the day, whenever you could fit it in, you could try maybe just going for like a short walk by a park or sit in a park and just listen to like all the sounds that like nature has to bring and other children. Might just make you clear your head and think of all the happier times, and then it might shed some light on the situation now, because then it can bring back all those memories and you might feel a little better and then you'll want to start doing things. And just from going on those walks can help relax you and clear your mind so quickly. Another thing we can try, a lot of people like to express themselves in writing. A lot of people have explained that it almost feels as if like each time as they're like expressing how they feel and their emotions, it almost feels as if like it's easier each time they talk about it. So if you're interested in that, we can try that as well. There's also just like there could be another option just to try to reduce the drinking, because you want to be able to go see your son, and we can try to make the drinking like a more social thing again. We could try group therapy. A lot of people tend to go there because like they're all there for like the same reason. They need help learning how to manage their time and their stress and how they feel. Like they want to reduce the negative emotions, and a lot of people in group therapy are there for just to get that guidance. And they all have similar stories, and they're all there for each other.
Yeah.
And so that might be really good way for you to learn new methods of coping, and we could still meet up and like discuss newer ways of that as well too. If you're willing to do that.
Yeah, actually, I am willing to take a couple minutes of my day, and for a walk maybe. Like, hope I might go back to the park maybe and like, get that feeling again of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I believe you. I feel like that can improve my mood because it has been doing that lately, peacefully. And I also believe group therapy could help me a lot better too because I feel like getting it out there and talking to someone who actually like has gone through what I'm going through, I feel like could help me a lot.
Okay, that's awesome. That sounds great. I can set everything up if you'd like me to do that. And would you be interested in coming back to follow up on just some of the things we've talked about, and if you've tried some of the suggestions for new coping and whatnot, you can come back and follow up with me if you're willing to do that.
Yeah, I feel like it would be beneficial to my health and my well-being.
Okay. Are you available next week at all?
Yeah, I'm available next Thursday at 3:30.
Okay, 3:30. That works for me as well. I will go make note of that. And I really look forward to seeing you next week and hearing about the progress that you're going to be making.
Thank you.
And so yeah, it was awesome. It was lovely meeting you today.
Thank you.
And have a great day. Take care.
Too. Bye.
I can't stop it.